Welcome back to Every Note Counts, a show that explores the deep existential quandaries of life, the realization of hopes and dreams, but mostly just a guy trying to learn guitar and sharing that process on YouTube. YouTube is my equivalent of a big metal prod that I can poke myself with, forcing myself to actually practice guitar instead of just mindlessly noodling throughout the week. Oh, and I hope this is helpful for you also. This is part 2 of our video series, where we're looking at the 5 pentatonic boxes and the major and minor chords that sit within them. Since this is part 2, we're going to look at box 2 of the pentatonic scale. We'll be looking at this E-shaped major chord and this D minor shaped chord fitting within pentatonic box 2. We'll use these two chord shapes and then utilize the surrounding notes from box 2 of the pentatonic scale to create melodies. We're going to be in the key of C major today, so we're going to put this E major shape right on the 8th fret of the deep E string. So the first note of pentatonic box 2 and the E-shaped major chord will be on the 8th fret of the deep E string. That means that this D minor shaped chord is actually going to be an A minor. Its root is on the 7th fret of the D string. Let's not forget that shameless plug. Please remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell if you'd like to know when new content is released. So we're working within box 2 of the pentatonic scale. And we're going to place this major chord right there on the deep E string. That's going to be the 8th fret of the 6th string. So this is going to be a C major. The next string we're muting, but if you did a grip like this, you could certainly play that note, in which case it would be the 10th fret of the A string. But I'm going to mute it with my ring finger while I pick up the D string at the 10th fret with my ring finger. And then my middle finger is going to grab the G string on the 9th fret. And then pointer finger gets the B and the E string on the 8th fret. So there is your C major. So for this first lick, we're going to strum down and pick up all these notes in the C major, and then we're going to use our pinky to hammer on and pull off of the high E string on the 10th fret. And then we're going to pick the B string and the G string coming down. And then we're going to do 2 quick hammer-ons with the pinky on the G string, and that's going to take us from the 9th fret of the G string to the 10th fret. So you can pick the D string, the G string, and the B string, or the whole chord, whichever one is more comfortable to you for these hammer-ons. And then we're going to pick that. So instead of doing hammer-ons, we're actually going to pick these as kind of like as a double stop. So get the pinky up off of that chord and hit the D string and the G string. Put the pinky down, so now you're hitting the D string and the G string on the 10th fret. Lift it up, put it down. And that's the first lick. The second lick is an A minor, and we're going to start with our pointer finger here on the 7th fret of the D string. And then next we put our ring finger down on the 9th fret of the G string. B string is at the 10th fret and our pinky gets it. And then our middle finger is going to pick up the 8th fret of the high E string. So we're going to arpeggiate this A minor, hit the D string, then the G string, come all the way up to the high E, then the B string, and then back to the G string. At that point, you're going to go from the 11th fret down to the 10th. Just a quick slide. And then come down to the 8th fret of the E string, 10th fret of the B string, back to the 8th fret of the high E string, and a little bit of a bend on the 10th fret high E string, but not as to get to the 11th fret pitch. The third lick, we come back to this C major. So just do a strum down, then down, down, up, down. Then we're going to go to the B string on the 8th fret, go up to the 10th fret there, and then we're going to hop up to the high E string on the 10th fret and bend it all the way up to that 12th fret pitch. Bring it back down to the 10th fret, then 8th fret, and then to the 10th fret on the B string. Or if you prefer, you could go from the 8th fret to the 10th fret on the B string, and then take your ring finger and slide from the 10th fret up to the 12th fret on the high E string. And then come back to the 10th fret, 8th fret, back to the B string, 10th fret. Whichever one you're more comfortable with. Our last lick comes back to this A minor, so hit the D string on the 7th fret, and then the G string on the 9th fret, back up to the high E on the 8th fret, and then to the B string on the 10th fret. Then the G string on the 9th fret. And then we're going to slide our ring finger back to this 9th fret on the G string. Use our middle finger to get the 8th fret of the B string. Then come down to the 7th fret of the G string. And you can use your ring finger to hit right here and get that C on the D string at the 10th fret. Or you could just go back to this C major chord. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, make every note count.